It's just like when you got some coffee that's too black, which means it's too strong. What you do, you integrate it with cream. You make it weak. If you pour too much cream in, you won't even know you ever had coffee. It used to be hot, it becomes cool. It used to be strong, it becomes weak. It used to wake you up, now it'll put you to sleep. This is what they did with the March on Washington. They joined it. They didn't integrate it, they infiltrated it. They joined it, became a part of it, took it over. And as they took it over, it lost its militancy. They ceased to be angry. They ceased to be hot. They ceased to be uncompromising. Why, it even ceased to be a march. It became a picnic, a circus. Nothing but a circus with clowns and all. You had one right here in Detroit. I saw it on television with clowns leading it, white clowns and black clowns. I know you don't like what I'm saying, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because I can prove what I'm saying. If you think I'm telling you wrong, you bring me Martin Luther King and A. Philip Randolph and James Farmer and those other three, and see if they'll deny it over a microphone. No, it was a sellout. It was a takeover. When James Baldwin came in from Paris, they wouldn't let him talk because they couldn't make him go by the script. Burt Lancaster read the speech that Baldwin was supposed to make. They wouldn't let Baldwin get up there because they know Baldwin liable to say anything. They controlled it so tight, they told those Negroes what time to hit town, how to come, where to stop, what sign to carry, what song to sing, what speech they could make and what speech they couldn't make, and then told them to get out of town by sundown. And every one of those towns were out of town by sundown. Now I know you don't like my saying this.
So there you have it. You know, you inspired me to play that, and that's what I was trying to say.
He just makes you smile. You know?
I mean, really and truly. I mean,
so there's a story told.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who was around at that time, but that's not the story of the march we want to hear. You say that's not the story. It's not sweet and blowing in the wind, and
many of us were saying, "Oh man, this is a march in Washington." This is what we're all about, and people are going there, and underneath that icing, underneath that cake, under that icing, we know that they already decided that we're gonna control this, and we're only gonna let you. If not, we're gonna put you in a naughty corner.
I know the naughty corner is coming.
We're only gonna allow you to do so much. It's unfortunate, and that's why I say that it's important for us to be able to tell our story.
Yeah.
And not have other people tell our story, and don't feel, don't feel.
But he told
guilty.
One story. You can't say that the white guy didn't have a story, though.
No. That's the point. Is that his story is an excellent story. He has a story, but it's just that, you can tell your story. He can come tell his story when we are sitting around the table having a discussion. We're having a round table discussion, come tell your story. But when you're having an event where you're having keynote speakers, right, you got to think a little differently. Because it seemed that when we are having events, we have to think about diversity. But when other people are having events, right, it's okay for them not to think about diversity. So we are always got to be, thinking about, well, if we're having a Martin Luther King event and it's the Community Coalition on Race holding it, we got to think about, we got to have diversity. We got to have diversity. But this is a Martin Luther King event. It's one day out of 365 days in the year. It's just like Black History Month. It's 28 days out of 365 days of the year. Less than 10%.
Please stop with the math, Ansem. But we should do another forum and expand our.
I think a great idea would be to maybe a once a month forum at one of these places in South Orange and Maplewood.
Would you want to go back to the same place?
Nah, we don't need to do it the same place all the time. We need to do it at different places and let people come. Tell them that we're gonna, and that way, people can get customers in there and come. Let's have a discussion. Let's have an open discussion. We can talk about. We can say, all right, what are we gonna talk about this Friday? And we do the show from that place.
Okay.
Bring people in.
That. We need to talk about it.
Come. Let's say we could hold one on HLS. We could hold one.
I like HLS, but I don't like the way the space is set up. But we'll talk about it.
That's not what we're interested in.
No, that's just
we don't
the
care
setup.
about the space. We don't care about the space. The space. We just having a variety of
venues,
of owners in this community, and going and having discussion.
Businesses too.
Say that again.
We need to support these businesses.
Well, they need to support us too as well.
Here.
We can support them, but they need to support us too. Because sometimes that's part of the problem that we face as well. In that, we try to give them support, but when time comes for them to reciprocate, one hand don't clap.
That's the sound of one hand clapping.
Yeah, one hand don't clap. So I think.
So yeah, it's time check, and I got to go home and do more homework. I know, you don't think I work hard. It's stressful. What's stressful? You see these lines today are really pronounced on my forehead.
What lines is that?
You see these two lines on my forehead. It's just a stressing day. I just really need to get ready for the next phase.
What's the next phase?
We'll talk about that too. Mm. But it's been nice. We didn't get to do all the news that we're going to do. I guess we'll have to pick it up.
I'll be honest with you. I never get to do all the news that I like to do. Seriously. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other news stories up here that I didn't get a chance to talk about. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
There'll be more news tomorrow. So.
And there's going to be more news tomorrow.
Maybe. It could be a slow news day, so I guess we could hold those to the side.
And sometimes what I do, I basically, get rid of these news. But there is a news story that we want to cover tomorrow in exclusive newly discovered 1964 MLK speech on civil rights, segregation, and apartheid South Africa. Okay. That should be interesting.
There's an audio or is it
audio? Yes, newly discovered. It's never been played before. Someone had it, and it's on Democracy Now. Okay. And we shared it on
I saw that. It's on the webpage?
Yeah, we shared it on it's supposed to be on Somo. We shared it on Somo.
On the Facebook one.
Let me just make sure before we go. We shared it on Somo regarding this speech, by Dr. Martin Luther King. Because every time we have a speeches, I have a dream.
Well, then I sneezed that speech that the.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that one.
Well, back in the day, we had, because Motown put out an album of these speeches, so we had those in the house, and I grew up hearing all of that, so it wasn't like,
Oh, Kenny Vaughan was pretty good, we got to get Kenny Vaughan in here.
I don't know, like I said before, and I wish I'd said much more eloquently. I mean, I grew up, again, in an all-black place, and all I heard about was black people. All I listened to was black radio. I had no clue that there were people out there who thought that they were superior and that I was supposed to feel inferior. So, I always was looking for some more information. I have to keep digging for new stuff, You have to dig. And research and look for stuff because you can't count on anyone else to educate you but yourself.
You know, I like to do research. I do a lot of research. I think, that's one of the ways that you sort of, educate yourself.
Yeah, and look at that. It's all right in front of you. Not everything, but a whole lot more is in front of you now than was 30, 40 years ago.
Correct.
Yeah. To the tip, and it amazes me how kids will ask a question when, use your phone. Why are you asking me? It's right there on your phone.
Well, they want it easy. They want you to, go look for it and then just come tell them.
What's the highest grossing franchise? Oh, why don't you just put that in Google and you'll get the answer. Why are you asking me?
Well, time check. The time is approximately 9:39 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. Before we go, we got to give the Soma quote of the day. We can't forget that. If we forget that, people are going to be very upset. Telling me, where's the Soma quote?
Martin Luther King's quote.
Say that again?
We can be in Martin Luther King mode all week. It was such a nice Martin Luther King day. It was really a good day. I liked that day. It was felt like my birthday.
You want to give us a Martin Luther King quote?
If it's long enough. I know you like long quotes, so.
Okay, Okay, here we go. This is a Martin Luther King quote. We must live together as brothers or perish together as fools.
Okay.
We must live together as brothers
or perish
together as fools. And there you have it. I like this one. There comes a time when silence is betrayal. We have a lot of people that are silent in this community. Now, time check. It's approximately 9:40 p.m. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Closing words, Margie?
Good night, Anselm. Good night, everybody.
See ya. Same Soma time, same Soma channel. Later.
So we're giving thanks to the Most High for all of His blessings, His guidance. Oh Lord, how great Thou art Thee. Thank You for blessing me. Transpose all my energy, yeah, and molded talents in me. Now those on my head, I appreciate your gratitude, endurance, and faith. They standing in line, want to intertwine, devour my body, soul, and mind. But my will is strong, they can't throw me down. With Your guidance, I will carry on. Oh Lord, every day I'm going to sing this song. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. Yeah. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing. Yeah. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. And through the river walls, I will walk with You beside me. Be unharmed, 'cause You can find me, yeah. And when their kingdom falls, You'll console me from my distress. In Your warmth of grace I will rest, yeah. No authority can remove me from Your bubble. They will perish in their rubble, yeah. And if that false fear falls, oh Lord, I will be lifted up to You. The Lord, I sing it. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. Thank You, Lord, for every little thing. Hey. Thank You, Lord, for what You've done for me. And I thank You for blessing me every day. And so I sing again. Thank You, Lord,